You should just give up. You don't know how to sew, you don't know how to draw, and you don't know what you're doing. I'm Kevin. I'm a fashion designer here in New York City, and today I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it. It all started in high school. It was a boring weekend, and my mom recommended we go to Fifth Avenue. Growing up in New York City, we didn't really have the money to buy luxury items, so we were just going to window shop. When we went into these stores, I remember everything felt more like a museum than a store. Everything was so clean, meticulous, and most of all, we could never afford anything there. I think we were so scared that the sales associates could feel that energy coming from us, and for the most part, they just ignored us. And then we walked into the Armani store. For the first time, someone made us feel welcome. The sales associate recommended I try on a jacket, and I remember being so nervous that I'd scratch or damage it that I tried it on really, really slowly. But when I looked in the mirror, everything changed. That jacket made me feel powerful and unstoppable. I felt like Superman after wearing that jacket. That moment really stuck with me. I walked out of that store knowing that I wanted to create pieces that could give other people the same feeling. When I went home, I became obsessed with fashion. I would spend hours and hours on YouTube, looking at documentaries, interviews, really just learning anything I could about fashion. I'd go on Vogue, Women's Wear Daily, and read every article I could from morning till night. And at school, I would tell everybody about my dream. I want to be a designer. I want to be a designer. And I clearly remember going to school one day, taking the train, telling one of my best friends at the time, I really want to be a fashion designer. And she looked at me like I was crazy and told me, that's never going to happen. You should just give up. Honestly, those words hurt a lot, but all it did was motivate me to work harder and really do it. One day, my guidance counselor overheard me talking about fashion and invited me to her office. I was like, oh no, I'm in trouble. I guess you're not supposed to talk about fashion in school. When I got in there, she asked me, have you heard about the pre-college classes at FIT? The Fashion Institute of Technology, or FIT for short, is one of the best fashion schools in America. At the time, I didn't even know that colleges offered pre-college courses, so I was really excited about it. When I went home, I basically begged my mom to let me attend. She was a little reluctant seeing about the price tag, but I pulled out like every dollar I had in my piggy bank and begged her to let me attend. When she saw how excited I was about it, she relucted. Walking into FIT for the first time was like stepping into a dream. This is where Michael Kors and Calvin Klein got their start. I'm walking in the footsteps of giants. I was really scared that people wouldn't accept me. The fashion industry is often portrayed in the media as something really brutal, where people are incredibly mean and nasty and out to get each other. But when I walked into FIT, that couldn't be further from the truth. My teachers and my classmates were super supportive. I walked into my first pre-college course not knowing how to sketch, sew, or drape, and left that same pre-college course knowing how to build a small collection. And at no point were people nasty and rude. Everyone was incredibly supportive, and I've never felt so welcome in my life. I finally felt like I found a place that I belong. And after that course, I made the full commitment, no matter what anybody tells me, I'm going to be a fashion designer. I would continue taking pre-college courses every semester until I got into college. My senior year, I was more confident in my design skills and I wanted to take the next step. I was afraid that the industry might be different than my classes and wanted to make sure it's something I really wanted to work in before committing to a college degree and the whole 9 yards. My guidance counselor recommended I get an internship. And this was the days before LinkedIn and Business of Fashion and all these job boards where you can easily look for a fashion internship. So here I am, 17 years old, trying to figure out how to get an internship in fashion. I went on Craigslist. I literally went to every single listing on Craigslist for a fashion job and emailed them and begged for an internship. I said, hey, I'm a high school student looking to get into fashion. I've taken some pre-college courses at FIT and I'll do anything it takes. Back in the day, unpaid internships were the norm, but for a high schooler to be reaching out for one, that was truly unheard of. So with every single email I sent out, I got rejected. You're too young. We're not looking for an intern. We don't know what you would do. Every excuse imaginable, really. But then finally, someone gave me a call back and they said, hey, can you come in? We'd love to interview you. It was a company named Kevor Killajohn. They were a fashion house specializing in furs, leathers, and silks. When we interviewed, they could just tell how passionate I was about working in fashion, and honestly, being willing to work for free didn't hurt my cause. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I would leave school a little earlier and go to my internship. Luckily, my guidance counselor made it so that I can get school credit for the internship. It would eventually be the highlight of my week. They would have me start with basic stuff. Can you steam all our clothes? Can you organize these things? Or can you make a delivery for us? Although it may seem small at the time, it meant a lot to me. And I was able to touch fabrics, see collections, really experience how designers work. Being able to talk to real designers about my projects and my passion and their feedback to me really made me feel welcome. At no point was anybody like, oh, this industry is not for you. We don't like your type. It was all positive encouragement. I guess growing up, I've always been a bit of an outsider, but the people in the fashion industry really made me feel like I belong. So after months of interning, we finally got to the big moment, the fashion show. It was my first fashion show ever, and I couldn't be more excited. I remember the show started at 8 or 9 in the morning, so I had to wake up at 4 or 5 a.m., take the train. I was so tired, but I really didn't feel it because I was just so excited about being in a fashion show. And it was kind of like magic. It was months and months of what the team worked on, all finally culminating in this one moment in time. It was really emotional and unforgettable and truly showed me how rewarding and how happy I would be if I became a designer and worked in this industry. Looking back, those pre-college courses really laid the foundation for everything I've started since then. It's really how I became a fashion designer and how I got the confidence to even believe that I could be a fashion designer. And after my pre-college courses and internships, I finally got into FIT in my senior year of high school and thus began another chapter of my life. So before we wrap this up, here are some key lessons I learned along the way that I want to share with you. Don't give up. No matter what people say or how impossible it feels, persistence is key. Prove them wrong. Learn what you can. You don't need to be a natural at anything, and you can teach yourself how to draw, sew, and drape. Start where you are and grow from there. Take classes if you can. Nowadays, FIT offers online courses and many more colleges have fashion classes. Those early pre-college courses changed my life and gave me the foundations I need to pursue this career. And put yourself out there. Internships are invaluable. Being able to experience the industry firsthand is so different from what you see on TV or YouTube. And oftentimes, internships lead into jobs. Mine gave me the confidence and clarity to know that this is what I wanted to do. Please like, comment, and follow my channel for more insights into the industry. Additionally, I'll be doing weekly design challenges inspired by your ideas where we can create a collection together. Thanks for watching, and remember, don't let anybody tell you to give up on your dreams.